Nestled between the Adirondack and Green Mountains on the Vermont side of Lake Champlain lies a stretch of fertile land whose beauty is only surpassed by its history.
The Native Americans came here 7,000 years ago.
Today, these quaint towns and stunning vistas are still drawing visitors, many slowing the pace to tour on two wheels.
They're not just kind of seeing Vermont through the car window at 50 miles an hour.
For rest, many of these travelers call on the hospitality of the area's 200-plus country inns.
Inns are special.
Tonight, we pedal the main streets and back roads of the Champlain Valley, from Brandon to Vergennes, on an inn-to-inn bike tour.
This is Chronicle on WCVB Channel 5.
Our inn-to-inn bike tour starts here in Brandon, Vermont. The Lilac Inn sits on Park Street, known by locals as the most beautiful street in Vermont.
It's perfect east-west, so you get the sunsets and the sunrises. We have a lot of maple trees that turn beautiful colors in the fall, so it's gorgeous.
Shelley Sawyer, a former nurse, has run the inn for 21 years, 19 of them with her late husband Doug, who retired from corporate life to support her dream of running a small-town inn.
It was built as a private home, and we do home fries that are the best, I think, in the whole state.
The stone lighthouse on the other side.
For the cycling portion of our journey, we've enlisted the help of Massachusetts native Seth Hopkins, who moved to Vermont in his college days. Now, he and his wife Olya curate 200 tours a year for their company, Inn-to-Inn Bike Tours.
The fellow who came up with it was actually named Mike Schonstrom, and he had done inn-to-inn hiking in Europe, and he wanted to replicate it in the United States. So he landed in Vermont, and then he started really getting creative, and for a number of years he did inn-to-inn kayaking, inn-to-inn llama trekking, inn-to-inn steam train, like any possible mode of transportation to connect two different places.
Eventually, those novelties would fade, leaving biking and hiking as the two mainstays of the program. Cyclists are generally couples or friends in groups of 2 or 4.
They have several different options for distance to get from their breakfast inn to their dinner inn. So some people might, just be looking to do a couple of hours and then spend the rest of the day sightseeing. And other people are really, really intense cyclists. It's got some highlights for some different sites to see.
On day 1, Hopkins greets riders personally and gives an overview of their journey. They also receive an app-driven itinerary with turn-by-turn instructions.
The descriptions you write really show your knowledge and love of this area.
It's an independent tour, it's self-guided, so there's no one with them. Those little narratives that we write and give them are supposed to be a little bit of a way for them to have some local knowledge.
We take the main streets and back roads wherever we go. So we're heading west first. Could be a few more miles than 17, but we're gonna hop on the bike, go check it out.
Today's destination, the town of Middlebury. But the journey is about the people we meet along the way. So we make our first stop in the town of Orwell for a taste of local flavor at Buxton's store.
I'm gonna do the Miss Hannigan.
Sure.
You've got a nice selection there.
Yeah.
Andy Buxton is the latest Buxton to run this local institution. Since returning the store to family ownership in 2017, he has used his passion for food to make his mark.
I had a feeling I was going to do something in restaurant hospitality, but when the opportunity came, I was like, maybe I don't need to be running a bar until 2 o'clock in the morning. Maybe I get back into the store thing and we can put our twist and our flair on it.
And the town of Orwell has been greatly rewarded.
That's Mackenzie turkey.
Turkey's great.
Homemade pickled red onions, fresh baby arugula.
That garlic herb mayo
Yes.
is really good.
Yeah, thanks.
Didn't steer me wrong.
Thank you.
Why would you?
It's back to my bike, where 2 miles down the road, still nestled on the banks of Lake Champlain, these wooden sculptures mark our return to a place we've been before.
On this shelf over here,
We first met woodcarver Norton Lotterell in 2015. While these dog carvings may still be his bread and butter,
it's helped us build the new house.
his more recent work is simple and reflective, like this series of more than 500 orbs that populate his landscape.
I'm trying to feature the woods they're made from for people to think about trees and how they're important in the world today.
This new focus, just the latest chapter in a prolific creative career. We tour his gallery with wife Marlene and feel like we've stumbled into Noah's Ark.
Well, Norton started out with birds, but as you can see, he's expanded. He loves wildlife. He loves fun things, whimsical things, things to make you happy. He's made a lot of people happy.
A wonderful legacy, and one not lost on the artist himself.
It is hard to make a living as an artist. Have you enjoyed the journey?
I have, no question.
Norton tells us he's really retiring this time and selling off some of his pieces, but the gallery does remain open. While our journey through the Champlain Valley is based on Seth Hopkins' Inn-to-Inn tour, there are several other companies that offer similar experiences. And yes, even llama trekking is still available, though if you want to do that inn-to-inn, you may want to give your innkeepers a heads up.